So Jesse, the blog you wrote about retail shopping and some of the challenges, you also added some safety tips. You want to go into some details about what you added to the blog?
Yeah, absolutely. This time of year, obviously, winter and daylight savings comes about, so you're losing daylight. And through, darker environments, there's more crime typically occurs. It's a proven fact. And I think economic factors kind of play into that. From the pandemic, we saw a big swing, but also now in 2024, they're still having inflation at rise just above 21%. This obviously has pressures. And then you have holidays. I'm pretty sure that everyone has gifts they want to get, but when you're also kind of struggling financially, you might get a little more desperate, and that typically brings some more theft to occur in those scenarios. Additionally, social media influence is obviously playing a big part. I'm pretty sure you've seen TikTok trends that take place and often lead to crimes. They drive a lot of the youth and juveniles to partake in these either through glorifying the events, but also flash mob style shoplifting. Chief, you've seen those out in California quite a bit in other areas, correct?
Yeah. And what's amazing is it starts as a trend. They're well organized, they're well planned out, and then a lot of innocent citizens are caught up in some of these schemes and they have no idea how massive it is.
Absolutely. The swarm and steals, where they just kind of run into a retailer, grab as much as they can and leave, whether it's petty theft, but it's also kind of in lieu of, organized retail crime, where they're selling it secondary, into additional markets that are just completely illegal. So when you have all these different events take place, especially this time of year, you're looking at upwards of $132 billion in retail revenue loss to different retailers nationally. So there's different ways that we can prevent that from taking place, and that is with solutions like Genasys CONNECT.
What are some tips you could offer for people not just getting ready to do their holiday shopping, but even after holiday shopping, because we still have these winter hours and some of the other challenges that happen after the holidays? What are some tips you can give residents while they're shopping?
Definitely, while they're shopping, we notice a lot of times that um, theft really occurs with vehicles. A lot of people leave stuff in plain sight. You often see where they put either AirPods or nice sunglasses, maybe their retailer bags. They take a break in between shopping or whatnot to different stores, and they'll put it on their front seat and just kind of leave it there in plain sight. And that's just inviting for a bash and grab scenario. So we always recommend that people can put stuff underneath their seats, and if it's too big of an item, maybe carry a blanket or an extra jacket to kind of cover it up, make it blend in more, and then ultimately just use your trunk, in those spaces. Additionally, when you're going shopping in these environments, it's good to be aware of your surroundings. I think it's important to slow down. A lot of times people are just kind of getting that tunnel vision. They're focused on their phones and not aware of who might be looking and lurking behind the scenes and looking at what they're putting in their vehicles, but also what might be taking place inside the store itself that they're walking into.
Yeah, I'm glad you put up those tips because I also notice, and I see this a lot in some of the bigger shopping areas, malls, and parking lots. They don't realize that suspects will watch them intently. And as soon as you finish putting all of your bags of the items you just bought, probably a few seconds later, they can be gone. So we always recommend for people to pay attention to their surroundings. So those are good tips. Any other tips?
Sure. When you're talking about, back at home or just your vehicles in general, lock your doors. A lot of times we have crimes that take place from doors that are just simply unlocked. And Chief, I'm pretty sure you've gone to a lot of calls for service where the door was not locked. Maybe there was no sign of forced entry. And this is just something where if you lock your doors, you can prevent a lot of those crimes from occurring, because when you're talking to even residential settings, especially neighborhoods, you have folks that will go around at night and just tug on a door handle. And we have about 15 or so victims that can occur very quickly. Same thing happened in these parking lots.